Hi guys, hope you're well. Marco here to guide you through the best bets, analysis and thoughts ahead of match day 2 of the Champions League, which takes place on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. We're going to start in Munich with the big game between Bayern Munich and Barcelona, arguably the standout tie of the whole of the group phase this midweek. And very much looking forward to this game. I thought Bayern Munich would be the favourites to qualify from a difficult group involving Inter Milan. But I'm not so sure this time around, just because the way in which Barcelona have started this season very strongly after an influx of really sort of star names throughout the summer. It's worth bearing in mind that Bayern Munich do have a devastatingly good record at home in the group stage of the Champions League over the last 12 years, really. 35 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat. The 1 defeat came in a dead rubber back in 2013. The draw came against Ajax back in 2018. Otherwise, they've pretty much won every game at home in the Champions League over the last 12 years, which is quite a fantastic record. However, they come into this game with a few doubts after 3 consecutive draws domestically in the Bundesliga. The last 2 games in particular against Union and Stuttgart have not been very good from a Bayern perspective. They've attracted plenty of criticism. Domestically, it's their worst start in 12 years in terms of points on the board, but it should be noted that they were very, very good when dispatching Inter Milan at the San Siro on match day 1. 21 shots, 11 on target and 2.5 expected goals curated there. If they do turn up and put in an 8 or 9 out of 10 performance, they should be too good for Barcelona. However, Barca, particularly in wins away at Sevilla and Real Sociedad, have shown that they're more than capable of coming to the party. And Robert Lewandowski, of course, going back to Munich to face his old team, he's been inspirational since his big money move to the Catalan capital. So I expect Barcelona to give Bayern a decent game this midweek. I expect them to score at the Allianz Arena. The issue, I think, with either team, if you want to side with Bayern or Barca, is just defensively. From a Bayern perspective, Matthias de Ligt had a horrendous game on Saturday against Stuttgart and hasn't really settled just yet, nor has Upamecano, his centre-half partner Alphonso Davies, rampaging going forward from left back, can be exposed in defensive terms, and Joshua Kimmich hasn't looked the same player without a fully fit Goretzka alongside him in midfield. So there will be spaces to exploit. Julian Nagelsmann is very much an attack-minded coach, and that should give Barcelona plenty of opportunity in counter-attacks and transitions. I think the issue for Barca, though, is also defensively too, because Xavi continues to prefer Jules Koundé at right back rather than centre half. Araujo, who's a very good centre half, is often partners alongside Eric Garcia, who I just don't believe is good enough for this level. And Sergi Busquets, as wonderful he has been for 10 years or so, is 34. His turning circle isn't getting any faster, and he could be pressed and got at by this Bayern team. So happy to ignore either team really and just cheer on goals here. Over 3.5 goals is minus 106 with Unibet. That's fair enough really. We've got 2 seriously strong attacks going against 2 fragile defences, you could say, in a match where both teams will be keen to stake their claim for total outright glory back in May. So we'll see how it goes, but I think as a neutral it'll be very fun to cheer on over 3.5 goals at slightly odds-on shots. But Leverkusen take on Atletico Madrid in my second game. Leverkusen, just the 1 win from 8 across all competitions this season. Really embarrassed on the opening day or the opening match of the season in the DFB Pokal against lower league opposition. Lost 1-0 to Club Brugge on match day 1. Failed to win at Hertha on Saturday. The head coach Gerardo Seoane has been given a vote of confidence really, and I guess there's been some negative variance go against Bayer so far this season. Haven't been very good away from home, but they've been quite unlucky at the Bayer Arena so far this season. You look at their games in which they've lost 2-1 at home to Augsburg. They had 2.57 expected goals in that game and won the shot count 24-6. They won the shot count as well when losing at home to Hoffenheim 1-0. And against Freiburg, they lost 3-2 at home despite winning the shot count 15-6. So they've been a little bit unlucky. They're playing an Atletico team with 4 wins from 6, just the 1 defeat so far this season. 4-1 winners at Celta on Saturday night, but they scored with all 4 of their shots on target and created just 0.76 XG themselves. And the only match in La Liga where they've had more shots in the box than their opponents came away at Valencia. So Atleti haven't been at their best. They were bang average, I felt, against Porto on match day 1. Managed to burgle a victory in the last moments of that match in stoppage time. All 3 shots in the box Atleti had against Porto came in stoppage time as well, so they didn't do a huge amount in the 90 minutes. However, What we do know about this Atletico team is their ability to dog games out, grind their way, battle their way through big matches, particularly away from home, where they see a point as a bit of a prize, let alone three. So despite no Jimenez, despite no Savic as centre-half, I think the back five that Simeone will prefer will make them strong enough and capable enough to come away from Germany with at least a share of the spoils. And I think that matchday 1 win against Porto allows them that protection. Whereas Leverkusen, beaten by Club Brugge on matchday 1, it's a very different situation for them. They know they need to go on the front foot. They tend to attack teams. They tend to play on the front foot anyhow. And I just think their style and system might well play into Atletico's hands, who prefer to play counter-attacking football. They prefer to be quite pragmatic, and they prefer to try and expose teams' weaknesses in transitions and set pieces too. So I think it's all set up for Atletico to put on a decent shift, and I think the -110 on Atletico Madrid in the draw no bet market with Bet365 is very fair indeed in Germany. We're going to finish up with a game in the same group on Tuesday night too, Porto against Club Brugge. A little bit surprised to see Porto as such strong favourites for this match. I did think they were quite decent against Atletico on matchday 1. Very unfortunate not to get something out of that match. They normally are pretty reliable at the Dragao, their home stadium. Very sort of formidable record there. But they're coming into this game without their star striker, Midi Taremi, through suspension. And their key sort of linchpin and creative player in midfield, Otavio, is also a major injury doubt too. So that's going to scupper them a little bit in the final third. So I did look at Club Brugge +1.5 goals in terms of the Asian handicap market, giving the start. But I think I prefer to take under 3 goals, where if there's exactly 3 goals, we get our stake back. If there's 4 or more goals, we lose. If there's 0, 1 or 2 goals, we get paid out. Brugge will be without Noah Lang, one of their more important offensive weapons. They've still got ability elsewhere, Hans Vanaken and Jutgla in particular, players of promise. But I just think the group dynamics again play into this and play into the fact that Brugge might take a slightly more defensive approach here. They beat Leverkusen, of course, on matchday 1. A great start, points on the board. Porto are pointless. I just think now the Belgians will come here with a bit more of a pragmatic mindset. They were a bit more reserved and conservative in their first game against Leverkusen at home than I possibly anticipated. So I just think the dynamics are now quite right for them not to go all out, not to go on the offensive, try and play for a point and see how they go in Portugal. So yeah, I think under 3 goals at -130 at Bet Rivers is a decent play to take. If there's 2 goals or fewer, we get paid out. If there's 4 goals or more, we lose our stake. So there you have it, 3 bets from Tuesday night's football. Over 3.5 goals in Bayern Munich against Barcelona. Atletico Madrid, draw no bet away at Bayer Leverkusen. And under 3 goals when Porto take on Club Brugge. Best of luck.